Apocalypse Gaming.
Right then, it's Monday, the Buildathon has passed. I got some black base coating done last night to these. Thank you Viv for reminding me I was being a fool. I have this for priming base coating my scenery, and for some silly reason I was using a rattle can and I was using my expensive Vallejo polyurethane primer instead of the stuff that I've bought for it. Viv suggested using house paint. My issue is if I buy a tin of house paint, I'll need to buy black, I'll need to buy white, I'll need to buy grey, I'll need to buy brown, I'll need to buy green, I'll need to buy blue, and I'll probably buy red. 15 shades of each. That way I don't need to mix it, and I would need a storage place, something similar to what Viv's got. And I can't afford to have a storage place something similar to what Viv's got, despite the fact I would love it. So that's what I use rather than the house paint, but I didn't for some stupid blonde reason. I can't think on the fly, that must be it. So anyway, these are black base coated. I never got them painted up in time for the Buildathon. The wife made the traffic cone for his head. Just do a search for statue Glasgow traffic cone and you'll see tons of images, and that's where the inspiration for the traffic cone comes from. It's Wellington as a statue in Glasgow, and it's probably our disrespect of English rule that we've got a traffic cone on. It seems we're celebrating everything about what it is to be Britain with the statue of Wellington, and that's just the working man's revenge. After all, it was the working man that bled to build the nation of Britain. Anyway, enough of the political rant. There's the pieces as they stand. I'll start dry brushing them up. This guy I'm going to paint probably copper. Probably do something similar for him, although I might leave him as a stonework one, but I'm certainly thinking of doing him as a copper one, and then all verdigris, and the same with the plates on the side, copper with verdigris. So they'll get painted up and we'll take it in stages again and show you how they go before I move on and actually get the rest of the scenic part for this. So I'm considering putting some trees in, paths, grass, etc. The project's growing. Consider I didn't know what I was doing when I started the Buildathon. I thought I might get time to do one piece. It's became 6 pieces, although the other ones are much smaller. And now it's become the entire graveyard, crypt, necropolis setting for Empire of the Dead. So thanks for tagging along with us. Just quickly, everything has had a quick dry brush from our Stone Highlights range, which I used on this one. So they've had the Mars Black, Buff Titanium, Darkest mix, and then it'll be the next 2 stages. So just hit everything with the dry brush first before I go in and do any detail base coats and stuff like that. So Viv made a really good comment, which by the time I actually read the comment it was too late for me to act. But he talked about putting half-size planters on here to try and tie in with this piece and put the plants in it. It was too late for me to act upon that, but I've decided that's a great idea to tie it all in, so I've made up another 3 planters because that's what I've got cast up. With this project, as I've said already, I'm just trying to use what I've got rather than cast, because there is about 20 kilograms of cast parts in here, if not nearer 30. But from lots and lots and lots and lots of different moulds, so I don't have tons of everything. So made up 3 planters. May make up more planters from this as well, but I've got the 3 there because there's already quite a few bits, and we're going to need room for the miniatures to move around as well, so I don't want to put too much bits of terrain in, but I want to take the advice I've been given because it's strong advice and try and tie in the plants. So I've got 3 planters which will be dotted around somewhere within the scene. Right then, I have went in and dry brushed my next layer, and it's again mix of Buff Titanium and Mars Black, but just bringing them up higher, and I'll show you the next one shortly. So that's the final highlight of buff titanium and Mars Black added via dry brushing. I can now go in and bronze up the bits that are going to get bronzed or coppered. But hopefully that gives you a better idea of the detail. I'll probably stick this vid up at this point just so you can get an idea of the progression and where everything's at. That's the first one. So colour wise, as a theme, they should all tie in. My thought was keep them all in the same stone because you find each area tends to have its own specific stone set. Glasgow's very much red stones, Aberdeen around us is the really dull greys, and different towns have access to different quarried stones. So this stonemason likes working in these colours. There's my story, I'm sticking to it.
Apocalypse Gaming.